Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you. And it's for Monday, the 27th day. Yep, 27th of September, Hoshana Rabbah. So just going to say really quickly a whole lot of things that we need to get on the air here for the next couple of days. Hoshana Rabbah, of course, is a very special davening. The Chazan, for example, will wear the kittel in Musaf. It will be a very interesting kind of davening in that the Psuke de Zimra at the beginning of the davening will resemble the Shabbos Psuke de Zimra, and then it will switch over to being like the regular davening. But then later in the davening, it takes on all the feelings of certainly when you get to Musaf, it'll feel like a Yontif davening, full Hallel, of course, using the lulav like usual, and all those kinds of things. Just randomly, so many things that we need to know. Another one is that you should not dismantle your sukkah in any way, shape, or form. It should remain standing, and you should clear nothing out of your sukkah on the day of Hoshana Rabbah. Now I'm speaking specifically to those of us who live outside of Israel. If you do live outside of Israel, then we treat the Shmini Atzeres is not Sukkot. It's an added on day where, according to the Medrash, God asked the Jewish people to stay with Him for one more day. But we treat it as if it's a suffix, as if it's a doubt, as if it's maybe the seventh day of Sukkot. And because that is so, we sit in the Sukkah. There are very many different customs, and you should speak to your rabbi and search in your family what your family custom is. But it is most appropriate to sit in the sukkah on Shmini Atzeres, and that's because we're treating it as a doubt. It might be Sukkos, so we want to sit in our sukkah. We do not make the bracha of leishev basukkah. We do not sit in the sukkah if it's like really uncomfortable. We only sit there if it's comfortable. So we're not like showing that I'm adding a day onto the holiday of Sukkot. I'm just sitting there because it's comfortable. It might be Sukkot, and I'd like to fulfill the mitzvah if it is. I won't say leishev basukkah, and I won't do anything that will overextend myself. I'll just sit there like I'm sitting in a beautiful thing, which happens to be a sukkah, and I'll enjoy eating there. I hope that's kind of clear. Speak to your rabbi if you need clarification on that. We will switch over to saying Mashiv Haruach, as I explained to you yesterday. That'll happen at Musaf on Shmini Atzeres. And we'll be saying LeDavid Hashem Ori throughout the day of Shmini Atzeres, and we will not be reciting it on Simchas Torah. Sorry, going a little out of order here. Another thing to remind you of, if you haven't said Tashlech yet, you could still say Tashlech on the day of Hoshana Rabbah. Now, switching quickly ahead to Simchas Torah, I'm always fond of saying that in all the celebrations that we do on Simchas Torah, please remember that we always treat our Torahs with perfect respect. So if you're strong and you love to dance with the Torah and you want to swing it over your head with one hand or something like that, that's not appropriate. It is a very holy item, and we treat it with great reverence. Yes, you will see people lifting them up. You should be very, very careful. I, for example, don't have strong enough wrists to be able to hold it high above my head and swing it around, and I would not do that at all. Even strong people, speak to your rabbi, get proper guidance. We want to be happy. You could dance with all of your might, but you don't go swinging around Sefer Torahs as if they are a toy. They are a very, very holy item. In that light, I feel it's appropriate to say that there's no mitzvah to get drunk on Simchas Torah. Yes, the men will be making kiddush, and kiddush is kiddush, but some people overextend that and they drink too much on Simchas Torah. If you feel like it's your family custom, I urge you to discuss that with your good local Orthodox rabbi, who I don't think will be encouraging you to drink on Simchas Torah. Yes, you should dance with all of your might to give honor to our Torah, but drunkenness, in my opinion, is not appropriate. You will see a lot of shows doing the dance. I'm sorry, the duchening. They'll be doing that at Shacharis, and that's because duchening after you've made kiddush and had a little bit of wine is not appropriate. So Birchas Kohanim will be said at Shacharis in a lot of shows. There is a custom for all men to try to get an aliyah on Simchas Torah morning, and this halacha is getting too long. So those are all the things that we could squeeze into Hoshana, Rabah, Shmini, Atzeres, and Simchas Torah. I hope you have a very meaningful Yom Tov and a Simcha on your Yom Tov, and we'll try to give you another halacha as soon as the Yom Tov is over. Have a great Yom Tov. Bye-bye.